I was sitting in the vet, but I was thinking about the Porsche. Niggas in the nosebleeds and we really on the court. I take a whole thing and really hit it with a four. Them bricks come from Beijing, but we get them to your door. I got zips for 18, I know it's hot, but it's a torch. Just the shit that sell itself.
We're back.
I promise you ain't got a force.
We're back.
I'm ready to this shit.
We
back, baby.
Episode 10 of the Charge to the Game podcast. I'm your host, V. Here we go again, man.
You know what it is. It's your boy, Mr. AKA Woo Poppy. Don't forget the Poppy though. Mr. AKA D-Nail. Mr. AKA myself, the voice of reason. Give it up for myself, Mr. AKA. I'm back, baby.
Shut up.
Don't hate, man. Don't hate. The people love me. They love me. They love me.
That's cool. Unfortunately, you know, our brother Cam had to get some surgery due to a torn Achilles that he had. I just want to let y'all
I hope
know.
you tear the other one. Yeah, right now.
Oh,
and I hope you
shit.
tear the other one and re-tear that Achilles.
God damn.
No, he came at me wrong last time because I
What
wasn't
he
here
did?
talking something. That's why you ain't. That's why I hope he probably out there talking something with Harry. And no, I'm not. I'm chilling, brother. People love me. They love me.
I'm going to tell y'all how Cam tore his Achilles real quick. Cam got jumped by 3 midgets. And then his woman told him, and I quote, "You ain't even half the man them midgets are." I just want to let y'all to know that. That's what they said. I'm just the messenger. That's all I'm saying.
You ain't half the man the midgets was,
Yeah,
Cam.
half the man them midgets is, Cam.
And they running back. They gonna spin a block on you. And I'ma help.
Niggas gonna beat your ankles up. Hey, but nah, boo. We are sponsored by the go ahead.
No dice.
The
No Dice Network, baby.
And since Cam in here, I get to do it today.
Let me hear.
Who do all the shooting? I'm gonna ask myself that question.
Who do all the shooting?
V, who do all the shooting?
Vocal
Vision Production. That felt good. That felt good. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, what can they do for you? What can they do?
Hey, they can shoot baby showers,
Baby showers,
funerals.
funerals. Get
Wedding.
you in a casket like this. Don't get up now.
I'm gonna ask you something. If somebody dying, they owe you money. Who you take that up with?
Man,
The family?
family might got to pay
I
me
know a
that
couple,
bread.
man, it's a couple niggas owe me money. I ain't gonna say too much. There's a couple niggas owe me money. But they also shoot quinceañeras,
Quinceañeras, the bar mitzvahs.
baptisms. when one of my little niece and nephews get baptized, I'm gonna tell Just come on. And if the preacher drown him, I'm drowning him. How about that?
Don't drop the baby.
Don't
preacher.
drop it. Hey, but nah, man, if y'all need anything, any inquiries involved with videos, anything like that, y'all know y'all can hit me up, hit Woo up, hit our podcast page up, hit Cam up.
Charge
We
it
gonna
to the
put you
game, baby.
put you in place with the man with the plan. But today's topic, today's topic, we're gonna talk about COVID and the pandemic and how it affected us individually.
But before we do
Let
that,
them know something, Woo.
can we show our people some love, dog? We got a new segment right now. It's called segment called Engaging with the Audience. So for y'all that ask us questions, we're gonna answer them for about 15, 20 minutes. So we're just gonna take the time out. So just shoot y'all questions every week, and then we're gonna get at y'all. We're gonna probably at y'all on IG or whatever, whatever the case is. We're gonna show y'all that we actually looking and we care about y'all.
We appreciate y'all
And we thank y'all
and
for that.
continue to support, and we appreciate y'all. We're gonna take y'all on this journey.
Yes, Lord. So let's go. First question. Let me
Go
see.
ahead. Do your thing. Take your time.
I thought I had it up already. All right.
I thought you did.
So I got a question by my boy John. It says the best/most important thing you know now that you wish you knew 5 to 10 years ago. So the best or most important?
Most important. College is a scam.
All colleges scam. Okay.
For me, I probably would have went to go get a trade. I went to college more so as to be like influential to my younger siblings, like give them something to look up to. But if I could do it over, I'll probably I wish I knew about financial literacy a little bit more in terms of like stocks. We just had that conversation.
We literally just had that conversation
crypto
about that.
stuff like that. I would have probably tried to take that route, other than probably going to college. But I'm not gonna say college is bad for everyone. I'm just not gonna be like with my children. I'm not gonna be like, you got to go to college,
Right.
Because like now, like it's just I didn't really learn anything. I networked more so. I want to be honest. I didn't learn anything. I just more so networked and met people. That's what college is for. I agree with that.
That's a great point. And for me, the answer would be the exact same thing. It would be college is a scam to me, because college, like you said, college is not for everyone. But like you said, for me, I network more than I learn, and I feel like that's why I feel like it's more of a scam than anything, because at that part I just built friendship, established relationship with certain people, and it's a good thing. You get that experience. Having that experience is fun. It's good. You know, you need those type of things. But I feel like it put me in a debt situation that I didn't want to be in.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? That's my problem.
So I wish I mean, I went to college. It was fun, but I wish I'd have knew, like, before I went, like, how much they taught us about that type of things before we even went there. Like, don't take out student loans. Make sure you keep your grades up. You get scholarships and all that type of stuff. But on the same side of that coin,
you have to.
Yeah, you're gonna need, like, in this society, like, they look at that type of stuff. You need those. You need those degrees and stuff like that. Exactly. So those, I don't know. I think it's a scam, but at the same time, if you gonna need it, then I don't know. But 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I wish I'd have been like, nah, just
unless it was paid for. Unless it was paid for.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with the whole college situation, it's like, for us, for instance, right? We made lifelong friends. We met good people. But other than that, our college shouldn't have been as expensive as it was. Had terrible food. Like, I'm being real.
No,
I'm being real. It had
right.
terrible food. They was offering the Negroes maple chicken. That's just disrespectful. Bloody beef, bro. Like, the food wasn't
put
good.
That back on the grill.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Burn that. The fucking cow moon, man. But now, like, seriously, like, they had bad food. Our facilities wasn't that great for us to be paying what we was paying, and our dorms wasn't that big. Honestly, when you really think about it, I'll take 3-4 steps, I'm out my room. People hygiene wasn't up to par. I mean, that's not on necessarily the school, but like, people believe shit in the showers. The janitors wasn't cleaning as well as they could. Like, it was a bunch of things I just didn't agree with at our school. I enjoyed myself, and I ain't gonna lie, if I could do it over, I probably would. I probably would again.
Just because it was fun. You had those experiences. We need those. But for real, it wasn't really worth it, though. I mean, it was worth it because you got those relationships, those friendships.
The debt wasn't worth it.
But the debt was not worth it. That's the key thing. Yeah. But 5 years ago, I wish I knew about with the Bitcoins and stuff like crypto. Man, I'm telling you now, bro. If I didn't know about that 5 years ago and I knew to invest in certain things, I would have. But nobody never broke down those type of things to me. Like, they just be like, oh no, put your money in this, put your money in this. That's not good enough for me. I can't.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't just tell me put my money and stuff, and then it just think and have me believing that it's just gonna grow. I can't. I got to see it with my own eyes.
Right.
Or you got to break down the conversation where this is really what's gonna happen. Don't just tell me to do something and think I'm gonna do it and trust your word.
Simplify. Yeah, I feel that. So that was a good question.
That was a good question, John. Next question is, so somebody want to know about our faith.
What was the question?
That is from Kirk, my guy Eric. You know, from Johnson State College, my boy.
That's my guy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do 2. You're gonna do 2. So the question was, just tell us about your faith. So for me, I am a Christian. I don't really like to label a Christian because it could be many things, but I'm gonna say I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. So I go the church I go to is Harvest for Soul Outreach Ministry. It's in Virginia, Loudoun County. And I've been going there since I was about a kid. I was young, and I always went to church, but I've been going to Harvest for Souls Outreach Ministry for about, I'm 28, I would say 20 years. That's how long, since I was 8 years old. I've been going there. I'm faithful. It's an outreach ministry, so we go out, we go to, I don't go to the prisons, but they go to prisons. They go to homeless shelters, and we feed people food and give them clothes and stuff like that. We do all these type of things. Just the outreach. We go out. We pray for people on the street and stuff like that. It's really fun. It's a good thing. And yeah, that's what I've been raised on. That I'm a diehard for Jesus. And I'm gonna say this. Now, I'm not going against none of y'all religion, but if God came down right now, and your God, whoever your God is, your Buddhist, whoever came down, and he's the real God, and he say, man, listen, if you gotta believe in us right now, or you gonna go to hell, I'm gonna say I'm a got to go with my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Like, you gotta send me to hell because I'm going with Jesus going. That's how diehard I am. I mean, I'm not perfect. I do make mistakes, but at the end of the day, I love Jesus. I know he's gonna forgive me, and that's what I'm rocking with.
For me, it's a little different. My mother we went to church early on in my childhood. I'm a believer in Jesus as well, but I got respect for other religions. So like I want to put this like out there. Like I'm a firm believer in God. Like I'm a firm believer in God. I feel like I'm a firm believer in manifestation and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure every night, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I take my time to talk to God. Like I feel like a lot of people don't do that. I take my time no matter how my day went, good, bad, ugly. I'm getting on my knees and I'm praying and I'm asking for better days. I don't even pray for myself. I pray for other people. So I feel like that's how I receive blessings. I don't typically like to pray for myself. Although sometimes I talk to them on my behalf, but I more so pray for people that's less fortunate than myself, like people that's homeless, people that don't have food in their stomach, stuff like that. So for me, I'm not an avid church goer. I feel like all people's connection to God is different. Like you saying, like me and you always had this debate. Like, and the one thing I respect about you so much is that although we both believe in the same thing, you don't force church upon people.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like let's be real.
You can't do that.
A lot of Christians be like, you need to go to church. You need to go to church. I'm not. I feel like as long as I read the good book and I make sure I'm following. I follow some commandments to Allah. You know what I'm saying? Although I do sin. I'm not gonna make it seem like I'm perfect as well, but a lot of people try to force God, like they try to force it, and you can't do that. Like, that's how you run people away from them, and they do sin and stuff like that. So I'm not against church, but I feel like as long as I'm reading my good book and I make an effort to let my Lord and Savior know that I believe in Him and I'm a firm believer.
Yep.
I'm doing my part. Because at the end of the day, I tell people all the time, if you really know your Bible, church wasn't structured. Church was on the street.
Yep.
Church was with the homeless. Like that's what church.
It was everywhere. Yeah.
Church didn't have a building. Church was outside. Like people gotta really know. Like when I love when people come at me with that. Like I really know my Bible. Like I really be on it. So I don't really take it into offense. But I'm like you don't necessarily need church to feel like you need to get closer to God. If that works for you, then that works for you.
That's what works.
But don't force that on anyone else.
I think some people get a lot of misconstrued stuff when they be like, you gotta go to church. No, the church is just a building.
Yeah,
that's all that is. That's just a building.
Hey,
you could do that in your home. You can do that on the street. Don't get so focused on the building alone.
Yeah,
that's not gonna save you. Just being in that building is not gonna save you.
Right.
You gotta have a one-on-one relationship with the man himself. Like you can't just be like, you gotta go to church. No, you go to church all the time, but do you got a relationship with God? Like don't sit here and keep telling me that.
Because the same man that could be giving you that word could be the man doing the most sinning in the church.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I done seen it plenty of times with a preacher out here trying to get me the word and he out here cheating on his wife with Sister Johnson down the street.
Chill.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, for real. But
on
on another note, I want to say I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ, but I also I'm gonna be real for me. I have a lot of family members that are Muslim and I love the way they live in terms of their cleanliness.
Yeah, they're very clean.
Very clean. And they're very intellectual. Like most of my cousins are deep intellectuals. And I typically appreciate the conversations we have. And they all give it to Allah, to their God, to their version of God. And I want people to know that in these two religions, like they acknowledge each other. Like I feel like so many people try to make religions clash, but in reality they all acknowledge each other. Like the Bible acknowledges Islam and the Quran acknowledges Jesus Christ. Yeah. But their prophet is Muhammad instead of it being Jesus Christ. So it's just like a lot of people try to make that clash, but I'm not gonna lie to all the real Muslims out there. I love y'all lifestyle in terms of when you live in the correct way. Like that's an extremely clean religion. Yeah. And I really salute to all the real Muslims out there.
And I don't know what a real Muslim is, but I met a few Muslims, but I really respect them in a term that how they handle themselves. They come correct, bro. They don't try to come off crazy. Exactly. Like they don't be aggressive or nothing. It's either they ask you, can you do this such and such? If not, then it's like, okay, cool. Or it's like they just real respectful in them, man. I appreciate the respect factor that they come with. They come correct. They don't tolerate no disrespect. They don't tolerate beefs and stuff like that. The real ones, they'll be like, this is what I'm guessing. The real ones, they'll be like, nah, stop the violence. Yeah. Rather than, if he kill you, you gotta kill you. Like, I don't know. They're just allowing certain things to happen. I don't see Muslims allow that.
Prime example. I got a friend. Shout out to my man Tutek. He's a Muslim. I never heard negative stuff come out his mouth.
They're real positive. Yeah, they're real positive people.
Me personally, I met him in ninth grade. It's my man J-Rock brother. I've never heard nothing negative come out his mouth. Nothing negative. Nothing negative. Like if I known somebody since I was 14 years old, and I'm telling you at 25, that's 11 years. I've never heard nothing negative come out his mouth. All he preached is grind, hustle, get your money, work. Like, you got to work for whatever you want. He a motivational speaker. That's he got a degree in social work, and like that's the perfect job for him. So, Two-Tech, you keep doing what you're doing, but
yeah, shout out to you.
yeah, like I'm saying,
Respect.
like that's real. Like he's a real, like no nonsense. Like he's a man. You know what I'm saying? Not respect him for, you know what I'm saying, the way he carry himself.
Respect. Well, thank you, Eric Kirk. That was a great question.
I got 2 questions now.
Okay.
Let's go. So shout out to the good woman Gina, you know, the home girl, you know.
Gina.
Make sure y'all tap in with Fly Rice Boutique, man.
GG.
You know what I'm saying? So she asked me today, how do you come up with weekly content, and do we agree on every topic that's brought up?
Okay, that's a good question. So I'm gonna answer one of those. We don't always agree on a weekly topic. That's one thing we don't always agree about, because we're so close and connected, and we have a good friendship and brotherhood. We don't mind talking about what one of us wants to talk about. Like that's fine. But on the terms of like agreements like this, it's not a problem. But at the same time, if it is a problem, we just be like, I don't think that's a good topic, bro.
Yes.
And we just talk.
One thing we won't do, we won't like. This is our brand. So one thing we always agree on is that we never gonna conflict our brand for any type of money. So like any money value, we always gonna stick to our brand. So like it's some things we know we can't associate with. So like me and Wu got stuff we believe in that we just can't associate with.
Yep.
So and Cam the same way. Like we always in agreement with stuff like that, but now we don't always agree on the topics. Cause like, look, I'm trying to have some midgets come up here.
Yeah, look.
I know this strip of midgets. I'm
Hey,
trying
y'all
to get.
might think he playing.
Y'all think I'm playing? I'm saying any strip of midgets out there.
He love the midgets.
I love the midgets, man. For real, they got them dump trucks. I'm trying to tell you.
What's the other part of the question?
She said, "Do we?" Hold up. Let me find that second part. Hold up. Let me say, man. Hold up.
Do we always agree on what else?
Do y'all agree on every topic? How do we come up with weekly content?
Okay, yeah.
So basically, like for us, so we typically we'll shoot ideas and ping pong off each other, and then try to come up with something. But we always try to come up with a topic that's relatable, something that we can talk about to keep our audience
engaged.
Engaged. Like we don't want to ever talk about topics that we know like won't keep y'all
trying to hear.
Like
if y'all ain't trying to hear it, then we ain't gonna talk about it. I mean, we want to keep y'all interested in watching us, because that's our job. We want to talk about what y'all like to hear.
Exactly. So with us, we typically like to come up with topics like when we interview people, we want to ask the questions that I haven't heard asked or we haven't heard asked before.
Yeah.
We're gonna ask you some shit that y'all want to know, like what y'all want to see. And typically we try to keep it relatively mature, you know what I'm saying, funny, stuff like that. We ain't gonna never go into nobody deep personal life, because that ain't our business. So we just try to keep it respectful. But yeah, it's typically easy to come up with a topic. One time before we came up here, we didn't have a topic and just ping pong. Prime example, like the fatherhood episode.
That
like,
was
we literally sat at the table. We was like, man, you know what? This relatable, bro. Let's just go up the head.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
And that shit clicked. Like a lot of people like that episode.
That was an episode that everybody really liked.
That was a banger. So it's like
sometimes you just got improv, bro.
Like sometimes, especially with a podcast, even early on, you realize you don't want to talk about the same thing over and over and over again. So you got to come up with fresh shit. So like one day we might hit y'all with some shit. Man, what happened at work the other day?
Man, let me tell you.
Man, this motherfucker John hit me with his car. Hey, so but we relatively keep it fresh. It's easy for us, honestly, because I ain't gonna lie. If it ever get too hard for us, we can just let me do story time.
He got a story for everything. So we can that can be easy. We just gonna be like, wait, we just tell a story, bro. Just tell a story. We gonna flow off of your story.
All right. So the second question.
Thank you, GG.
Thank you, Gina. So, okay, so today, right? I was talking to KK. Shout out to Big Sis.
KK, she always showing love, bro. I really appreciate her.
So, all right. So, she was talking about the cheating episode me and Cam did. Which she was 50-50 about the first statement.
Episode
but
9.
Me and her had like some dialogue about it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna read how the conversation went. She's like, all right, I'm watching the cheating episode, LOL. You asked a female's opinion. She said, I think it's 50-50. She said some females can have sex with a nigga and don't give a fuck about him, but it's rare, like Cam said. She also said some girls gotta actually like a man and have some type of liking to him to give the coochie up, like you said. So she agreed with both of us.
Right.
She said, I feel like if a girl has a boyfriend and the boyfriend isn't there emotionally and she begins to show interest in another man and she's taking that actual time to get to know him or vice versa, it's a wrap for the boyfriend. She said, anytime a girl takes the time to get to know a nigga and he caters to her emotions, it's a wrap because he's doing the shit the boyfriend's not. She's for sure giving the coochie up because she feels some type of emotional connection.
That emotional connection is going to be there
She
then.
said
Because
females are emotional creatures. Like, for example, she said a bitch can have a boyfriend and dick can be mid, but because she love him, that motherfucker, she going to stay with him. I said straight drop.
That's a gem though. Hey, yeah. We need that type of input because we men up here we can't experience. Exactly. We don't know what a female's going through.
I can only tell you what my female friends have told me.
Exactly. So I mean, coming from another woman, that's like, thank you though. Because listen, I don't know if the audience. I don't know if y'all seen the show You, but the guy
with the psychopath.
Yeah,
oh, it's crazy ass.
He my dog though, but he crazy. But his girlfriend, listen, they got married, had a kid, right? I'm sorry.
You gonna ruin the show.
Spoiler alert. I'm sorry. Spoiler alert.
Oh my
Boom.
God,
so
dude.
they got married, had kids, but the fact is, he wasn't showing her, and he got attracted to someone else.
Right.
And
was it because of something she wasn't doing, or he just got attracted to somebody?
He's a psychopath, so he just fell in love with somebody else.
You sick.
But
bastard.
he was a messed up problem. But here's the thing though, so. The love that she wasn't getting from him anymore, she felt it missing. So she went out. She didn't really went out, but she got it from somebody else. And she ended up cheating because the other guy was just showing her the attention that she needed. And she even said it during the episode, but it's like, damn, do women really think like this?
Yeah.
But coming from the comment, I didn't think women really thought like that. I'm thinking like, it's just a show.
Yeah.
It's just a show. I know she probably, we ain't been to say, but here's the thing though. She was showing so much love and emotion. You wouldn't even have known that she was missing a certain part of her love life if you was the husband, because she was doing,
so it wasn't visible.
You wouldn't have known.
Wow.
Because she was still
you funky.
They both was doing some grimy stuff though,
man.
but this is like you wouldn't have known until somebody say something like.
But she also kept it going. The conversation got a little deeper. So right, boom. I said I totally agree with that entire statement. That's a great point. I said, you mind me using it today? She said, sure, go ahead. Right, boom. She said, man. Y'all should have had a call-in session because I'm bringing in this entire episode. I said, I bet.
But you on the episode now.
Yeah, you on the episode now. She said, y'all talking about marriage and cheating is different than a relationship. How? She said, how? I explained it to her, but I'm going to let her get into hers, and I'm going to tell you why I somewhat disagreed, but agreed at the same time.
Okay.
She said, marriage is still a relationship. Both situations are commitment. Commitment was established. It doesn't matter that y'all have a piece of paper showing y'all are married. Both are commitments that were established. So therefore, there shouldn't be any cheating at all, which I agree with completely. I don't think marriage cheating is worse than boyfriend and girlfriend relationship because it's still a relationship and it's cheating. Cheating is cheating.
Okay.
Which I can see, but I disagree with that, and I'll get to my point.
Okay.
I want your input first before I get mine. She said, and my last thing, also, Cam had asked you, does cheating change your perception of marriage as if cheating is the only thing that drives people to having a divorce? It's multiple things that can drive somebody to having a divorce, which we didn't point out.
Yeah, okay.
Which I agree. She said, say you've been married for 10 years. Y'all got 2 kids and y'all end up getting a divorce. Not because of cheating, but because y'all grow apart. A lot of love. I think that situation can be fixed. When people get in any type of relationship, they forget to still date each other. Whether it's once a week, twice a month, y'all still need that time for y'all, just especially if y'all had kids involved, because your first instinct as a parent is all attention need to go towards those kids, when in reality, y'all relationship got to be first. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Damn. That's a lot. She just brought on a lot.
Dropped a little bomb. So the first thing, do you feel like cheating in a relationship? We're gonna dissect everything.
I like that. So,
okay.
So do I feel like?
Do you feel like cheating in a relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, is different from marriage, husband and wife?
I feel like it's all the same. My personal opinion, I feel like it's all the same thing. So because when you're in a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, you're establishing your goal is marriage.
That's what I said. That's why I said it's different.
But that's why I think it's the same though. So if you're looking forward to a marriage, then treat it as if it's a marriage. So that until you get there, don't wait until you get married to treat it like it's a marriage. If you're gonna be in a marriage future type of mentality is together in a relationship.
Right.
So I think it is the same.
See, that's why I said it's different. I said I view marriage different. Well, we kind of had similar points, but you went a different way and I went a different way.
Okay.
I said, I guess in my eyes, like marriage is the ultimate goal for any relationship.
Okay.
No woman gets in a relationship just thinking, oh, my end goal is boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right.
Her end goal is marriage. Right? So I said it's different because and I feel like in a relationship, cheating is different. Because technically, like you're bonded. Like you literally stood in the eyes before God. Literally, that's said in every marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You stand here before the eyes before God. Do you take this woman to be your wife? Do you take this man to be your husband?
Mm-hmm.
Rings. You don't have a ceremony for a relationship.
Okay.
You don't celebrate a relationship. You celebrate a wedding.
A wedding. Okay.
So I look at it as different because with a wedding, with a marriage, with a boyfriend and girlfriend, you're not one.
Mm-hmm.
With a marriage, you're one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I view it differently.
Okay, I can respect that.
You know what I'm saying?
I see that.
So then she also said something about, so we answered that, the marriage part. We got that out of the way. So with the whole concept of the 10-year marriage and cheating is not the only reason, do you agree with the point she made?
So, wait, again, what was the point she said?
She was basically just saying that people can grow apart. Cheating is not the only reason that relationships don't work.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And another point that I heard her say was people forget to date.
Yeah.
I agree with that. So that could be another form of why people grow apart and become divorced because they're not comfortable, or how do you say, they're not in that lovey-dovey, or what they call it, the stage that people are in, the honeymoon stage.
Yeah,
they're not in
stage.
that honeymoon stage anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more so like you get comfortable being with that person, and you forget to do those type of things that it took to get that person.
Right.
So
that's what I said. I literally said
it can
people
be
forget.
multiple ways.
People forget. I feel like men and women forget this a lot. The same thing you did to get that woman, you got to keep doing that.
Right.
Because if you don't do it, in this cam line, what you won't do, the next person will do. That's real rap.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of men and women get content in relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Relationships, marriages, however you want to put it. I feel like once you get content, your partner starts, you never should give your partner mind time to wander with some shit like that. Like you should always be on your shit. So like, I say this all the time. Like, it's a lot of dudes out here, they don't make time for their women. You can't expect her to want to stay with you if you don't make time.
That's
and it's a lot of women out here who don't try to understand a man's emotions.
But see, here's my thing with that.
I'm giving you, you know what I'm saying, from my perspective on.
I think it's more so like you said. I think you said both people, but I think men have a problem with being complacent or being content.
Oh, of course.
Or comfortable.
Oh, I know
but
firsthand.
with women, I think they have a problem with expectancy. So when somebody's giving you a certain amount of thing, now you expect them to keep doing it. You expect it to a certain degree or a certain level. Whereas the man get comfortable enough, you're like, oh, I didn't give her this. I used to always give her flowers, but now she probably tired of flowers. You get comfortable, so you don't even do it anymore. Yeah. But she's expecting those flowers every week. If she might not say it, but it's like, oh, he used to do this. He don't do this no more. And all of a sudden, this dude at my job bought me some. He didn't buy me no flowers, but it's like a little something to put on my desk at work. Mm-hmm. Like it's those little things where the attention goes there, where she expected her boyfriend to do it, and he don't do it no more. So that new guy, that work boyfriend coming in, he's doing it. So that's where it falls apart at. But I feel like the men get so comfortable with like, shit, I ain't buying no flowers this week. It's cool. Like I do something else for her. And just get comfortable being in that situation. And you get complacent in a relationship.
That's why you keep it spicy.
You got to keep it spicy. You got to keep, like you said, dating. I think that's a great point that she poured.
Or you can do what I call my shit the grain of salt thing.
Grain of salt. What's that?
Grain of salt, right? Boom. I give her something here. Boom. Right. Mm-hmm. Get her something again. Mm-hmm. Get her something again. Mm-hmm. Get her something again. So the expectation is, you want your partner to appreciate the shit you do for them, right? The reason you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart, yes. But at the end of the day, you want some type of appreciation to come of this, right? Boom. So you keep doing it, but you don't do it at a rate where she expecting it all the time. You got to do what's expected unexpectedly.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
That's a bar right there.
That is a bar.
I might write that in my notes.
He's like, oh, let me write that down.
Write that down. So like, look, right? So she expecting it. She like, oh, damn, this nigga ain't. But it's not a point where she going to think of getting it from another man because it's not done every week. You see what I'm saying?
I get you.
So like paying for nails and shit like that ain't no problem. But let's go on this trip, boo. What the fuck was he gonna tell me about this?
Right. Yeah, she get excited
she
about
gonna
that.
Let me set her ass on fire. You know what I'm saying? She gonna let me put that gasoline on that butt. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I feel like you can't. It's nothing wrong with doing, but you gotta make sure you're being appreciated in that situation. Like your woman gotta appreciate. Oh, same for a man. Women do a lot of small gestures. Like one of my favorite gestures somebody ever did for me made me a game box.
A game box.
Game box.
What's that?
It was a box from one of my basketball games full of candy.
Oh, okay.
Very simple. Very simple.
Yeah.
My favorite candy was in it.
They go a long way.
They go a long way.
Yeah.
Well, a nice little note at the top of the shoe box. Go a long way.
I like that.
See what I'm saying?
Little thoughtful things. It's the
thoughtful,
thought.
bro.
Yeah.
Thoughtful. It's the thought.
It ain't always gotta be money or something like that.
And that's where men go wrong.
Yes. That's
You're
right.
Men go wrong. Like you said, my go-to. Hey, baby, you want some cupcakes? shoot on right at the red velvet, baby. You want some cupcakes? You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised my woman with shit like food. Like I love feeding the woman, bro. I don't know what it is, but that's one of my things I like to do. Put you on the new food spots. And then I'm gonna tell you this. If you take another nigga, they ain't gonna feel the same. I'm the first one to do it. You gotta take him there. You know what I'm saying? He ain't taking you there. God, I done took you everywhere in this area. You know what I'm saying? What you talking about?
What was there? She had another part to that question, though, right?
Oh, hold on.
She had three. It was a three-part question.
A three-part question. She also said, no. That was it.
Oh, that was all.
That was it. She was just basically going. She was like, nobody want to be in their 40s with no commitment or no boyfriend or no girlfriend relationship, which I completely agree.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm for them married. You down with me?
All right, KK.
Appreciate you, KK.
Appreciate that, KK.
All right,
and now, hey, we on the same. Fuck. That was not planned. That's an example of how connected we are, though. That's crazy. Bro, we're too connected, bro. Get out of my head, bro. Please. That is so weird, bro. I swear that's so weird. I don't know how that happened. Go ahead, you do it, bro.
Ain't my fucking with you, man. Go. What the fuck is that, man?
I don't like y'all. I'm telling y'all, I cannot make this up. That was not planned at all. That's how connected. So when you ask us, how do we come up with ideas on the show? It's literally like that. Like it's improv. Like it just happens. Like we don't have to scrape nothing up. It just happens. Like this is who we are, and we just so connected. That was not
you
planned.
You just pulled that shit on me.
It wasn't me. Or I don't know.
I was just like, hold up. I'm watching you up.
Go ahead, man.
And now, the main topic. COVID.
COVID.
All right.
COVID-19.
COVID-19, bro. I'm going to tell y'all. So I'm going to tell y'all how we found out about the shit, right? So when we in school, I'm in the last year of my master's program. We about to graduate, get his degree. This was 2020, right?
This was 2020. Yeah, COVID-19. COVID broke out COVID-19, but we didn't hear about it
came out late.
at the end of 2019.
Boom.
But we heard about it the early 2020s.
I'm telling Woo, I'm like, man, I'm at this point, bro. I don't want to do no more work. Like, I'm tired of doing work. I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired of doing work. Plus, I had summer classes on the way. Oh man, fuck this shit, man. I'm like, I passed the semester already. It's done. Oh, like, yeah, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. I do want to go home, but I'm like, Bob. I'm like, niggas back home getting some crazy. Mind you, we in the living room.
Yeah.
Our other roommate, Zach, shout out to Zach. I'm like, man, niggas about to be gone home. So I'm hearing about this crazy ass sickness.
Yeah.
Niggas dying of some more shit. I ain't about to be caught in Vermont up here, bro. I'm like, bro, we ain't gonna have no transportation or nothing. I'm like, well, I'm going home, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going home.
You said that.
I'm sitting in our apartment. We got the notice. They sent the email.
Well, this how they work. Go ahead.
I'm like, my mother telling me about it. My mother a nurse. She work at Unity. She say, hey V, you might want to plan on coming home. I said, shit, you read my mind. I'm on the way. I'm like, how's it down there? She like, people are dying. Man, this is like the beginning of COVID.
Yeah, I didn't take it seriously. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not take COVID serious at that time.
Yeah.
I'll get into my point of view over. But
Woo like, man, we ain't going home, man.
Yeah,
we up here. I'm cool with being up here, but damn, I don't want to be up here type shit. So I'm like, man, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go home, bro. I needed a DC. I needed some city. It wasn't no food out there in Vermont, man. I gotta cook everything. I want to walk to America's Best Wings, get some wings or something. So boom, the week before, I'm like, they sent us a letter, sent us an email. Students, we're gonna have to evacuate the campus unless you plan to stay in apartments. I said, hey Jeff, go on here, get this key, dog. I'm the fuck out of here. I threw my furniture away. I threw everything away.
Bro, he left me up there in Vermont by myself with a roommate Zach. Man, let me remind you.
You weren't up there for that long.
I was up there for two 3 weeks after you left.
For real?
Yeah, 3 weeks after you left.
Damn, I got to buy
Because they sent the email, then they reneged on the email. It was like, oh, you don't have to leave. So now, let me remind y'all, I was there illegally. I wasn't supposed to be there.
Who was staying upstairs?
I wasn't supposed to be there.
As long as
place.
me and Zach. But Zach was cool. Shout out to Zach. Zach was cool enough to be like,
cool.
I'm like, man, Zach, you ain't got to worry about no bills, bro. I'm a cook, bro. You going to eat for free, bro. You can buy the groceries, bro. The whole Zach wanted was a 12-pack.
He was cool. So they let me crash there, but I didn't get the emails of them saying that you couldn't be in apartments after a certain date. Now, V got the email, so I'm asking V like, yo, you got the email? Because Zach telling me, he like, we got to leave in 2 days. I'm like, 2 days? Hold up. That means I got to get a flight ticket or a train ticket or a bus ticket. Now, I ain't going to be able to do this in 2 days. And so, like, I'm telling you, I think I called you and was like, bro, they talking about something you need to leave in 2 days or something like that. Did you get that email? And I was like,
I didn't get it. Zach
you said that. You said, nah, I ain't get that email. So I'm like, hold up. So I'm not leaving until I know for sure that I got to be gone. And I don't even know, like, at this time, I was working in the cafeteria and I was working at maintenance. So I had 2 jobs. I'm like, I'm getting money. And I'm going to school. So I'm like, my work was already done. I ain't really have to worry too much about the work. So I'm like, I ain't really leaving until I know for sure they gonna put me out or they gonna come take a key. Right. So I'm like, all right, whatever, I'm staying. But V left me, so I'm like, all right, what I'm gonna do? I'm just waiting until they say, all right, everybody gotta leave. So at this point, everybody's leaving the campus. They evacuating the campus and everything. So it's only a few people on campus, and the few people that's on campus is staying in apartments. Now, classes are already out. You can't go to class anymore. You have to do everything online. Right. So I'm like, all right, I got art classes. I don't even know how I'm gonna do this. But at that time, I'm like, I got to figure out how to get home. Because I'm gonna pack all my stuff. I need to figure out how to get home. And you was calling me, was like, bro, can you bring this home for me? I had 2 big dummy suitcases already, and I had a backpack on. I had so much, bro.
Emily, you came clutch. Oh my God. I said, Emily, yo, I got some stuff in my crib I need you to grab. She's like, all right, I'm about to be in New Jersey. I'm like, New Jersey, you say, huh? I have family there. I met her right in Jersey, bro. I gave her some little duggers, you know what I'm saying? Take the little 250 real quick. I'm telling people at the school, yo, I give you $300 to mail me my shit. Like, to mail me my stuff. You ain't even got to pay. All you got to do is really take it there. I'm going to give you $300 on top of the shipping and handling. You ain't even got to worry about that. Motherfuckers is telling me, no, I can't do it. Like, what?
But
Sweet
it was
money.
because they... At that time, in 2020, early 2020, they had a lockdown.
That's
you couldn't
true.
get out of Vermont. You couldn't get in Vermont.
That's true. You was hurt by
And
that.
you
left the day
I left
before.
right before that happened, because it was like you couldn't. They was like, you need to leave on this day, and the state was they issued it. They was like, nobody could come into Vermont, nobody can leave Vermont. So I'm like, damn, I need to leave like in the next 2 days.
Right.
So at that time, I was like, I already had my suitcases packed and stuff. So I'm like, I gotta get on the train. Everything was sold out. Everything was sold out. Buses, planes, everything was gone. So I'm like, and then they was stopping stuff too. So they was like, no plane is gonna be going back and forth, nothing. Everything was just stopping.
I forgot about that.
So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Just so happened, like I just happened to check the train app one more time, bro, and it was literally 1 seat available, and I was like, this must be God. This gotta be God right here. So I booked that ticket so fast. I'm trying to tell you, I got about it. That was the last train going out of Vermont too, until for whenever they released their.
It took them a minute to get trains back in Vermont, bro.
Bro,
a minute, bro.
I'm glad I got it that day, because if I wouldn't, I'd have been stuck in Vermont, and I wouldn't have had no place to live, because they was kicking people out of the apartment.
Yeah, Zach actually stayed for a minute. He just moved out recently, not too long ago. But yeah, you'd have been a goner. I'd have been sending you some bread up there, like, hey,
I was working those.
My man would have been locking about the feds out there, man. I'm gonna put 100 on your books, man. Go on to the grocery store, man. It's on me, man. Get you some commissary, man. Go get some cheese balls.
But
sweet
after that, the sweet potato pie.
I throw it in your face.
They've been working on them pies. I could have stayed with them.
You could have though.
But so after that, when I finally got home, I stayed with my peoples. My mom ditching them, and then we had a shut in for how long? How long was we shut in for in DMV?
It was a minute. I scared you too, because when I first came home, I remember I called you like a weekend. I'm like, bro, I gotta go to the emergency room, bro.
Yeah, because you always got a damn chronic cough.
I want y'all to know I got real sick. I'm like, I don't have COVID though.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, like I used to get the type of sickness like whenever I go from DC to Vermont, I know I'm gonna get sick. And whenever I go back from Vermont to DC,
It's a change of weather, change of atmosphere.
but this is the worst it ever felt. Ever. I couldn't breathe. Like if I sat up, my chest would hurt. I'm going to sleep at like 8 o'clock, sleep until like 12 the next day. I'm drugged up. I'm like, damn, bro. I think I might have it. Maybe I did, but when I took the test, it said I didn't. But maybe I did. But when I tell y'all, if I really did have COVID, it felt like some shit was just stabbing me repeatedly, bro. In my lungs, chest, all that, bro. It got so bad they had to do an EKG on me, bro.
I remember you telling me that.
Check my heart.
Yeah.
I didn't even get my heart checked out anyway. Yeah, they say one of my valves. I gotta get one of my valves fixed. But you know what I'm saying? Anyway, well, go ahead though. My fault.
Now for me, with COVID, I never had COVID, but I feel like there was a point in time in 2019 that in 2019 where I got really sick. I got really sick, and that's when they was talking about COVID, but it wasn't on the radar. It wasn't on everybody's radar. He had
it that time too.
Yeah, because he worked with my mother, and that whole little thing. That's when it broke out in the office and all that. But at that time, it was just like people was just getting sick. Nobody really was paying attention to the COVID part of it. People was just getting sick, and then I got really sick to the point where when I get sick, my whole body ache. I can't do nothing. Like I just lay there. And
so
I respect you because you took care of, bro. You made sure I was good, bro. Got me with a little NyQuil, bro. You owe me a whole orange juice and all that, bro. I respect that.
I won't fuck around, bro.
I respect that, bro.
I take care of my boys, bro.
I couldn't do nothing. I was aching, and then 2 days later, I was perfectly fine. I was good.
One thing about it, bro. I remember I'll tell you a little story, bro. Cam got sick back in the day, bro. He stayed at my house. He think took care of him, bro.
You a real solid dude, bro.
I take care of all my boys, bro. You know what I'm saying? I always play that, bro. Make sure, man, because I got to be around you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get sick, I get sick, we fucked up.
Yeah, we both.
Zach ain't going to do shit again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we both can't
that
be
boy
sick.
gonna burn the house down. That man.
Shout out to Zach, man.
That's my dog, man.
Zach left that oven on that one time, bro.
I left out the house, man. I said, well, you left the fucking oven on, man. Come on, bro. You know I ain't leave no oven on. You know who that was.
I said, bro, what, Zach? What the fuck? Like, what the fuck, Zach?
Yeah.
But nah, you got sick real bad, bro. And I was like, damn, bro. At the time, we ain't know, though.
Right.
So then, we both came home. You came home. Shit. What happened with me when I first got home? I had an uncle who caught it. Bad. I'm talking about brink of death bad, bro. And by the grace of God, he beat it, bro.
Yeah.
And it was one of them things with that. I'm just like, fuck. Like, it was bad, bro. Motherfuckers was raiding my favorite place, man. Shout out to Costco, man. If y'all want to sponsor this podcast, go ahead. Cause I'm trying to tell you, once I move out my mama house, man, whole crib furnished, Costco. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But not, bro. It was my mother was buying toilet paper. I thought my mother could have been a motherfucker, bro. My mother could have been a motherfucking national toilet paper dealer, bro. The way she's buying that shit like bricks of coke. I'm telling you, she had Lysol, toilet paper, Clorox. She had that shit by the pound.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm like, you COVID proofing this motherfucker.
And this joint, yeah. Any COVID come through, it will not survive.
She told Cam ass, this before he got the shot, she told Cam ass, she say, hey, you went out of town a lot. You gonna stop coming over here, man. For real. I said, damn, go ahead, girl. Get him the fuck out of here. Take his key. Take his key.
Thanks.
Nah, she wasn't playing about that shit though, bro. That COVID shit, bro. That COVID shit, man. It I don't know. It scared me in a sense. Cause like I know people who have died from it. I know people who beat it. But it's just like they saying this shit like the flu. This shit ain't like the flu.
Nah.
This shit ain't nothing like the flu.
I mean, they'll tell you that, but when you experience it firsthand, I tell y'all the scenario about my people's. But when you experience it firsthand, it's nothing like the flu,
that shit ain't like the flu
at all.
Bro.
So, what I'm about to say about one thing COVID did to me though, I gained a lot of weight.
You gained a lot of weight,
man. I was always 165 pounds, always, bro. From as long as I can remember, from 10th grade. I'm talking about 2010. I would always been 165 pounds. Even when I went to Vermont, you go look on the rosters and say, woo, 6'3", 165 pounds.
I weighed more than you, dude.
Right. I mean,
I've always like even when I weighed more than you back then. Like, I'm 5'9", bro. Like what the? That's not healthy, bro.
Listen.
6'3", 225. I'm gonna put you to weight. You know you ain't going that weight.
You ain't gotta worry about it now, bro. Because I went from 165 to 195. Yeah, quarantine
30
did
pounds?
that to me.
God damn.
Quarantine did that to me, bro.
I feel like what quarantine did for me, what I could take from it, it gave me a lot of perspective. Like my future goals, I put a lot of, like, really had time to really think about what you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for example, we came up with the concept of the podcast.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, and Justin was looking for, you know, an opportunity to shoot somebody with. And I guess the quarantine gave him the idea. No Dice Network. Like,
Yeah.
it gave a lot of people who have ideas that want to bring content to people or anything. It gave them the opportunity to like really sit there and think
about
what your long term and short term goals were. So COVID really gave me some perspective. Like, I ain't got no time to waste. Like, I ain't gonna lie, before COVID, I was lollygagging. I'm like, I'm about to get my master's. I'm about to get a job. Fuck it, pay off the student loans.
Right.
Bro. But I still
Yeah,
had
it was
ideas
simple.
of getting some money, like in terms of starting businesses with my uncle and my cousin.
I mean,
But-
tell me about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's like even beforehand, but like really when we put it in perspective, like we really on our grind. Like just cause I ain't been working, don't mean I ain't been putting in no work behind the scenes in terms of stuff that I have, like trucking company, that's done. We looking to flip and remodel houses. Like we on that
Yeah.
type of time. And a lot of people wouldn't even know that. I'm sharing that one on the podcast for the
a
first
good
time.
thing.
Nobody knows that but my family. But you know what I'm saying? That's what COVID did for me.
Another thing COVID did for me, graduation.
Yeah.
I wanted out of everybody in my family who I wanted them to see me walking across that stage was my grandmother. And
Shout out to grandma. I got some Pepsis for you, girl.
She love her Pepsis. If y'all want to some Pepsi, send it to me. I got you.
Take
But
her out some Pepsis.
I wanted her to see me walk across that stage with my cap and gown on, and COVID took that opportunity away from me. Now she still got to see me graduate, glory to God, and she's happy for me. She'll always to this day. We got pictures together because I had a whole little drive by of a You was there. I had a whole
that
little
joint
drive
was
by my
turned.
graduation. It was turned. It was live. It was lit, but it still wouldn't have. It's beat because I love it to this day. Like that's family supporting me, friends, everybody supporting me. But I feel like walking across the stage, that's the tradition that time is used to seeing, and I wanted her to see me do that tradition because no male in my family has graduated college, so I was the first to do that. But COVID took that opportunity for me to walk across the stage to do that tradition of walking across the stage. But I still graduated, and she still got to see that. We got to celebrate it. That's the good thing about it. But it just took that opportunity away from me.
I'm gonna tell you another thing COVID did based off your graduation. That specific day. I shout out to Aunt Sean on this one.
No, these.
So Woo graduation, they got some type of chicken over there and shit, right? We over there chilling, we family. Me and Cam pull up. I'm smelling something that smell real delicious. I look in the pan. They like, oh, that's hip hop chicken. I'm like, man, that's nasty as shit. I want that in my head. I'm saying this.
It's the hip hop. You
Man,
gotta
I'm looking
get
around,
hip
man.
to
I'm
the
like,
hip hop.
I'm like, what's that white stuff on
What's
there?
that white stuff on the chicken? I said, bro. Just try it, bro. Just eat the chicken. Just try it, bro. Please. I promise you.
Tell y'all, hip hop chicken has changed me and my mother life for the worst.
I don't know what they put on that chicken.
It's crack.
It's crack cocaine.
I literally call.
in it.
I order me a 10-piece every
I love
Saturday. My
it.
mother order a 10-piece every Saturday. She tell the little Spanish dude extra crack.
You gotta put the extra crack
like-
on
he
there,
be
bro.
like-
And they know what you're talking about when you say that, or they know what you're talking about.
He be like this on the phone. Extra crack. I be like, hey man, extra crack.
But the crazy thing is, it's Spanish people back there cooking that food, bro.
And look,
The macaroni's good, the chicken,
to
the
all
fish.
my Hispanics out there.
Yo, chill.
Hey, man, look.
They hip hop different though.
Hip hop hit smacking, smackable.
Hey, I thought Popeyes was the dean, but when I tasted the hip hop, I was like, oh no,
Nah, they
it's over.
They killing Popeyes.
It's over.
They killing
It's over.
Popeyes. Fuck that.
But another thing, the last thing before I get into the story about the COVID experience, COVID did for me. I think it messed up my opportunity in the job world, like coming fresh out of college to getting a job. You know, we had to wait a whole year just to get a job. I feel like it's not hard, but it's like it's not ideal. It's not the normal thing. You know, when you come out of college, you're supposed to have you got what you call those things to help you get jobs.
What? Recruiters?
Huh?
What you talking about? Like at our colleges?
Yeah,
or?
the college help you get them. Like you'll work for, you get credits and stuff for it. I can't even think.
I can't think
what
what
Miles was doing for people, like not credit wise, but like
Internships.
Internships. the internships walk you into your career, right?
Yeah,
so
they should.
They should. Well, technically, they should do that if you're working in your field, but they should walk you into your career or give you that experience of what you're going to be doing as a career. But when COVID happened, it took the opportunity away from us. That 2020, it took the opportunity. We had to wait a whole year just for the world to open back up. We always on lockdown. It took a whole year for us to open back up. And then at that time, it's like, now you got to get back into the real world. Now you got to go get a job. It just took the opportunity from working my way into a career. It just took the opportunity away from me. But I still got to do my job and what I want to do as a career.
It woke me up to let me know I don't want to work for nobody.
Yeah.
That told me when I came out, I had 3 opportunities on the door.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking about right around my birthday. I was going to be making upward of $120,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
They pushed them opportunities away because they were no longer in office. They didn't know how they were going to run their operations. So I'm like, it ain't meant for me to work for nobody. That's what the band told me. So
you can read between the lines.
So I read between the lines. So that's what me and my uncle. Hey, look, let's get this trucking company going.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this real estate going. Let's get this property. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We trying to find our own way. So I'm not whatever opportunity I get now, my end goal, I'm not trying to work for nobody. I'm trying to be my own boss. At the end of the day, that's my goal.
Mm-hmm. Some
Some people like to work for people. I want to work on my own schedule. I like waking up on my own time and doing shit my way. And that's no distance.
I love that. I love that mentality.
But I just feel like it gives me a lot of perspective. Like that makes me want to grind harder for our podcast, for the stuff we doing outside of this. Like it made me want to do 10 times harder with that because COVID gave me my own type of sound. Like I don't want to work for nobody. You know what I'm saying? So that's gave me perspective. I ain't trying to work for nobody.
So the last thing I would say COVID did to me, it changed my perspective on the world, I guess. So my experiences with my mother. So if y'all didn't, y'all knew because y'all didn't know what the problem was. But when I was on the podcast the first time, and it was just you and Cam, and I let y'all go ahead and do y'all thing because my mom Dukes was experiencing COVID. Now this is what I mean, where some people won't take it seriously until it hit your home, like until it hit home, until it hit somebody close to you, right? So I'm at work. I'm gonna give you how the process went. So I'm at work. So my mother texted me and was like, I just found out that I was COVID positive, so I'm sick. Just make sure, I just want you to know about it, whatever, boom. So I'm like, okay, I can't go to her. Like you can't even go to her or you're going to catch it unless you wear safety precautions, like your mask, your gloves. You have to do that at all times. And that's not hard to do, but you have to be very careful of what you touch. Like, cause I'm talking about a sneeze, a cough on the covers or on the doorknobs. It's the little things, the way you can catch it. Right. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna make sure she's good. Drop in on her every now and then, make sure she's good, and then go from there. So I'm at work. I work for this senior place, this elderly senior place, and she calls me. It's about I'm working there. My shift was like 3 to 11. She called me at like 8 o'clock, or she called me at 6 something, and was like, Donnell, she's crying, and she's like, Donnell, Aiden and Ty about to leave me. I'm about to be in the house by myself and I don't feel good and I'm scared. I don't want nobody to leave me. So I'm like, do you want me to leave now? Do you want me to come home now and get you? She's like, I think I need to go to the hospital. Now I'm like, what do you mean? Like, are you okay? Like, do I need to come home now and take you to the hospital? At this time I had the car. So I'm like, I'll come home. And she's like, no, I don't know. If anything happens, I'll call you. And I'm like, all right. But I can leave now if you want me to. She's like, no, I don't want you to miss work. So I'm like, Mom, it's you. Whatever you want, I'm going to do it regardless. No matter what, who say what, I'm going to do it. Right. So do you want me to come home now? She's like, no, I want you to stay at work. I just want you to know that I'm being here by myself and I don't know, I'm scared. So I'm like, all right, okay. I'm going to come to you as soon as I get off work. I'm going to come right to you and I'll take you to the hospital, emergency room, whatever you want to do. Boom. So mind you, my shift ends at 11. So at around 9 o'clock comes, she called me. I missed the call because I was changing one of the patient's diapers. I was making sure I was doing hands-on work, making sure they was good, and I missed the call. And so I'm like, oh, let me call back. I called her back, and she was crying. I thought it was Aiden crying because when she answered the phone, she was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And like her voice is cracking. So I'm like, Aiden, what are you talking? Like I'm thinking it's Aiden crying, like saying, oh, Mom just passed away. I'm like, what's going on? And she like, I'm like, who, Mom, Aiden, who am I talking to? He said, it's me, Aiden and Ty left me. I'm like, they left you. You said they was gonna leave you early. I'm like, okay, so they left you by yourself. I'm like, what do you need me to do? She like, I can't breathe. I need to go to the emergency room now. I'm like, I'm on my way. I said, I'm on the way. She's like, okay.
You called me after that. I called you.
I said, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Don't even worry about it. I'm on the way. So I leave work. I told my boss, I'm like, listen, I got an emergency. I need to go. And that's all I said. I said, I need to go. And she was like, but did you do the rest of your work? I'm like, I gotta go. Like I'm leaving. As she's talking to me, I'm walking off. Like I'm leaving. I don't care what you got to say. You can fire me tomorrow. Do what you gotta do. I'm leaving. It's an emergency. I get in the car, I go to her house. I pick her up. I got on gloves. Now she's struggling. I can hear her like wheezing. Like her breath is like very short. So at this point, I'm like, I don't. COVID is real. Now in my mind. At first, I didn't believe it. I told y'all in the beginning. I was like, I don't really trust. They kicking us out of school. I ain't experienced nobody with COVID. I think it's just a hoax, or they just one of those things. So at this point, I'm like, oh, COVID must be real. Like she says she can't breathe, and I hear her not breathing like the way she's supposed to breathe. Like it's like a every time she try to talk, like it's a. You can hear the gas coming out of her mouth. So I'm like, I walk her downstairs. I take her. I sit her in the car. I take her to the hospital. GW. Shout out to GW. They were really good.
It's the best. Really you would have took her anywhere else.
Oh nah, she probably wouldn't have made it.
Fuck y'all.
I take her to GW emergency room, and we sit down. I'm thinking they're gonna have us wait almost 30 minutes. A lot of people in there in the emergency room. I'm thinking they're gonna have us wait a long time. And 5 minutes. They call her up. Boom. They take her in the back. They like, do you have COVID? And she's like, yes. Everybody start putting on the mask. Everybody start putting on the mask, putting on gloves, like they should have been doing that in the first place. Right. But everybody started taking precautions. And she's like, this is your COVID patient. You can't have any visitors. Right. So I had to leave. Right. So I'm like, she's like, all right, Donnell, I love you. Thank you for bringing me here. Like she's saying this, but like every breath, it's like, it felt like it's taking too much out of her, and I can hear it. And I'm like, Mom, stop talking. Like I love you too. Just make sure you're good. Like I want to make sure you're good. And she's like, that's the last thing she remembered. So I leave the hospital, and I think I called. Did I call you? I called you, and all. Like we talked about it, and then I literally went straight back to work. I went right back to work, and I finished my shift. That's how much I'm reasonable. Like I felt like I was wrong for leaving work. And I went back and finished it. Not wrong, but at the same time, it's like I still got a responsibility to do at work.
Professional courtesy.
That's all it was. So I went back. I finished my shift, and I stayed an extra 10 minutes. So if somebody needed something, they was like, nobody needed me, but I was like, I'm gonna stay just in case I need something. And so I stayed. I ended up leaving. I go home, and then my mother ended up having to get on a ventilator. I don't know if y'all know what a ventilator is, but that's like it breathes for you. It's a breathing machine. It breathes for you, not to be mistaken for a deathbed, or like what people call it when they need the machine for their heart rate and all that type of stuff. I can't think of the terminology for it, but it's serious as that, but it wasn't as serious as that. So we got her on the ventilator and all that type of stuff, and she ended up beating COVID. Like she was on a very thin line, but she ended up beating COVID. Glory to God. And my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, I thank him every day for that. Cause that's just, it was like a miracle, because literally like the doctors told us like, she might not make it. Like that's how bad it was. It messed up her lungs to that level. Right. And I was like, I got faith. I don't care what y'all saying. I still got faith. Like every day, literally, like I cut out everything. I fasted for a long time. Like I just started fasting, and I just made sure I was on, like, me and God was on the same accord with this one. Like, you got my mom's right. Like that's how on one accord that I was with God. Like I was there, and he pulled her through, and the doctors was sitting up there like, I don't know how she made it through. Like she was one of the worst patients that we had when she coming in.
She told you she made a promise. She told you she was gonna be all
right. Now that was one thing she did. I said, Mom, you just gotta promise me before we put her on the ventilator. I was like, Mom, promise me that you're gonna make it out of this hospital, out of this. You're gonna beat COVID. And she was like, I promise you. I'm gonna beat it.
She came home. She said, I ain't never make a promise I couldn't keep.
Yeah,
that's a G shit, bro.
Man, she listens, man. She is so strong to this day, man. She don't understand the strength that she have. That glory to God, but like her allowing her to have that type of strength though was an example for her younger sisters. Was an example for my younger brother. Was an example for me. For people like she convinced a lot of people to get the COVID shot off of just her strength alone. Like
I'm one of them.
and I think like I respect that, bro. You got the COVID shot just on the strength that my mother had COVID, and you saw how she struggled. But in order to come back around her, she just don't want people to be vaccinated because they know she knows.
Out of respect, that's the. Hey, listen, Marie, you the only reason I tell you to this day. I got 2 other mothers. My own biological mother couldn't influence me to get that shot. You know what I'm saying? So I love my Frida. She couldn't influence me to get that shot. But you did. I'm gonna tell you that now.
Hey, she influenced a lot of people. I got the shot too, and
I had job offers on the table. They talking about some COVID shot. I'm not.
I was like, no.
It.
Yeah, I said no.
I said no. Force me to get it.
But when it hit home,
I to come around her. I was like, you know what? Yeah, that's somebody I know I want to be around. So it's like,
yeah.
That's y'all go to hell.
But the moral of the story is like when it hit home, when something like that traumatic hits home, you'll feel a lot different about it than when people saying, "Oh, you need to wear a mask, you need to wear a mask," and you don't care about it, you don't really care, and you spraying COVID, you think it's fake. Yeah, that's cool, that's fine. You can have your opinion, but when it hit home, it'll change your perspective. Because I was like that. I still wore a mask in the beginning, but I was like just for precaution. But I was like, I really don't believe it. But when it hit home, I was like, oh,
see,
this real.
I only had one experience with it, like not even with COVID, like with COVID precautions. So my uncle, I have an uncle. My uncle and my aunt was at my grandmother's house. My aunt got a brother. She you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Her brother. You drink a lot. My grandmother in her late 80s. So I'm like, bro, this COVID time, like you got to mask up, you gonna go see her. Like you going up there. He drunk. He trying to talk to my grandmother. She looking at this nigga like, mind you, my grandmother is not a woman of many words like she used to be. But I heard her say when I walked up there, Vern, get this nigga out of here. Man, I told that drunk nigga, man, come on, man, go ahead, man. I said, go ahead, man. You gotta wear a mask, dog. Go ahead. Like, what you want? He ain't listen the first time. I asked him again. Mind you, I respect my elders. I don't disrespect nobody older than me. I would never take it there. That's just the way I was raised. I don't even disrespect people younger than me.
Right.
But bro, it's my grandmother you talking about. It's the only grandmother I have. It's the only grandparent I have. So I'm on the type of time like, bro, you got, what's wrong with you? Like, why you drunk? I get that, but like, you can't put on a mask. He trying to give me the biography of my aunt and uncle. They been messing with each other since I was 8 years old. I didn't ask you that. Go put that mask on, man, before I had to press you out in this joint. Man, that man ain't put that mask on, man. I threw that man down the stairs. Hey,
bro, you gotta do it for grandma,
I picked that man up and threw that man, then picked him up and then put him out the house, bro. I wasn't playing about that, bro.
Listen, bro.
Not my grandmother.
You can't play with certain, like, that's what I'm saying, bro. People don't understand until they hit home.
Yeah, that's facts. And I will punch you in your throat. But this is an interesting topic, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing about Mom Dukes, man. That was a little personal. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know you gonna get that deep on.
Chill. I got deep, but I ain't get really deep. Like the story is much deeper than that. But I ain't gonna do that because she probably gonna be like, why you telling my story? I ain't telling.
Still hit home.
Nah, Mom Dukes, I know you wouldn't be mad about that, but everything don't need to be told on the internet.
Yeah,
you know?
Facts. Gotta keep some things private. So, picks.
Let's get into these picks.
I still don't forgive Buffalo for losing my money, but anyway. Thursday night game is an interesting one. That's tomorrow. We in the Xbox party for this tomorrow. Okay. Packers Cardinals. That's tough. 6-1, 7-0.
I told y'all.
Devontae Adams has COVID, by the way.
He has COVID and Valdez Scantling Jr.
He got COVID too?
Oh, they always in contact with. They was in contact with.
They lost.
Devontae.
They lost, man.
And what's the tall dude? Adam Lazard out. Only people they got is Tanya.
Yeah, they lost.
I'm going with it. I told y'all, bro. I told y'all since week 1 that what's the name is looking like MVP Kyler.
Kyler Murray.
He's looking like MVP Kyler.
He is. Kyler Murray. So we going Cardinals?
Cardinals.
Okay. Steelers Browns.
Steelers. I don't like the Browns, but I feel like they just like Steelers, man. I just feel like the Steelers is going to find Ben Roethlisberger, bro, because he's been on a weird streak right now where it's like I don't feel comfortable with him. I wouldn't pick him in fantasy no more, but I feel like he's still there. Like he's still Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. Panthers, Falcons.
Panthers.
Panthers. I like Falcons in that
Sam
one.
Donald.
I like Falcons in that one. Dolphins, Bills. Trade deadline is Tuesday. Deshaun Watson might be in Miami.
He ain't gonna play
South
though.
Beach, Wade County.
I'm going with,
Buffalo. That's easy.
Buffalo,
That's
yeah.
no brainer.
Easy.
It's a tough one. 49ers, Chicago Bears.
I might end up that'd be a tie. I'm going with a tie.
Damn.
I don't trust neither one. Nah, Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy.
I was going to go with
Jimmy.
them too.
Yeah.
I was going to go with them too. Eagles, Lions.
Eagles. I like the Eagles, brother.
You like the Eagles in that one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the Lions on that one.
Because you in Nest.
I'm going with the Lions.
Only because he in Nest.
Yeah, that's
hey,
my team, my man.
Gino, he going here with them because he in Nest.
Hey, Titans, Colts.
Titans.
Yeah. They kind of been clicking lately.
The Colts been clicking.
Colts been clicking too. Shit.
I picked up Carson Wentz in fantasy. I trust him now. Yeah.
I told people, Cam, that Jameis bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm going. I'm gonna go Titans on that one.
Titans.
Yeah. Bengals, Jets. That's easy. Bengals.
Yeah.
Them odds on that game might not even be. I'm not even putting it on my parlay.
Easy money.
I ain't even putting this next game on my parlay either. Rams, Texans. Next. Aaron Donald. Next.
Aaron Donald in here. Yeah.
Patriots, Chargers.
Chargers. I like Chargers offense. They got a powerhouse offense. Yeah.
I like Chargers. Okay. Jaguars, Seahawks. I'm taking the Chargers in that one too. By the way.
Jaguars.
Taking Jaguars. I'm taking the Jaguars too.
If Russell come back, I'm going Russell, but I don't think he come back. So
his finger still broke.
Yeah.
Washington and the Broncos. I like Washington in that one.
I like Washington, but I feel like Broncos is not bad.
They're not bad at all.
And my dog Jerry Judy come back.
I love his routes.
Mm-hmm. He back. So I'm going with Broncos.
Buccaneers, Saints, 4-2, 6-1. I'm going Bucks. I'm going Bucks.
Yeah.
Not, if Drew Brees is playing, it'd be different.
Yeah.
Cowboys, Vikings.
I'm biased.
I ain't gotta be biased. I'm going with the Cowboys too.
I'm going with Trey Diggs and them.
Giants and the Chiefs.
Chiefs
been looking trash so far.
So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with Mahomes. I thought it was the defense. The defense is terrible this year.
It's been terrible,
but
they just been able to outscore people.
Yeah, but this year they ain't been scoring as much. So
you gotta think when you outscore people, you make them go outside of their game plan.
That's true.
So if I'm up 3 touchdowns, you can't run the ball. No
yeah,
more.
And your run game is shut. I know what you're doing. You're one dimension.
So now if you can't score, we on the same playing field.
Yeah.
Now my game plan gonna work against this trash ass defense y'all got.
Yep.
So yeah. Well, it's a great episode, man.
It's a good dean right
great
here.
episode, man. My man Wu shared a personal story about Mom Dukes, man. Happy she beat COVID. For sure.
Glory to God.
Appreciate y'all questions. Keep them questions coming in.
Keep the questions coming. Oh, it's a new segment.
We are
engaging.
Who we sponsored by? Wu?
No, Dice.
The new
network.
Dice Network. And we're brought to you by
Focal Vision Productions.
Y'all know where y'all can follow us at on IG at Charles to the Game Podcast, man. Make sure y'all follow the No Dice Network page as well.
No Dice.
All right. My man Justin got a lot of things in the works, man. You know, we all one collective team, man. You know what I'm saying? So whatever he got going on, shit, I feel like I got something going on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we all on the same team, man, and just continue to follow the No Dice Network, man. It's a lot of content coming on that page very soon.
Yes, sir.
Make sure y'all tune in. And we appreciate y'all for not canceling us. Just more so canceling me. Anyway.
Thank you for your time and support, baby.
Anyway. And this is me, V, out, and Mr. AKA Kim.
Poppy. Don't forget the Poppy, though.
I'm out of here, man.